SFX. Deep rumble of wind. Slow heartbeat. Distant avalanche echoes. Narrator calm, intense. When you look at Mount Everest, you don't just see a mountain. You see the roof of the world. You see a place where humans were never meant to survive, a place where every breath is borrowed, and every second is a negotiation with death itself. But today, I'm not here to climb Everest. I'm here to do something nobody has ever done before. I'm here to ski down the deadliest mountain on Earth, without oxygen. Cut to black. Title card. I skied down Mount Everest, world first, no oxygen. Massive orchestral boom. The decision that changed everything. People always ask me, why would you even attempt something so crazy? The honest answer, because Everest terrified me. Not the cold, not the altitude, not the statistics. Though trust me, the stats alone are enough to stop most sane people. I was terrified because Everest represented my greatest limit, the invisible line between who I was and who I could become. And skiing was my escape, my freedom. So one day, I asked myself a question so insane, so unbelievable, that I knew I had to chase it. What if I skied down Everest, with no oxygen? No oxygen means no backup, no second chances, no safety net. At 8,000 meters, the death zone, your body is dying. Cells shut down, muscles starve, your brain begins to fade like a dying battery. But I wasn't chasing comfort. I wasn't chasing safety. I was chasing truth. And truth lives where fear is strongest. Preparing for the impossible, training began a full year before the expedition. Not with climbing, not with skiing, but with suffering. Because Everest punishes the unprepared. I trained at altitude simulation chambers replicating 8,000-meter oxygen levels. I skied black diamond runs blindfolded. I dragged a 40-kilogram sled uphill for hours. I practiced emergency ice axe arrests until my arms screamed. But the hardest training was mental. Everest breaks people not with storms, but with doubt. Every day, I trained myself to silence the voice that said, stop, turn back, give up. Slowly, impossibility began to transform into obsession. Arrival in the land of giants. SFX. Helicopter rotors. Cold Himalayan wind. Prayer bells. Landing in Nepal feels like stepping into a myth. The air is crystal thin. The mountains pierce the sky like frozen gods. From Kathmandu to Lukla to Namche Bazaar, everything smelled of snow, firewood, and old stories carved into stone. Sherpas looked at me with a mix of curiosity and disbelief. You're skiing down Everest, without oxygen. They didn't laugh. They didn't smile. They understood the danger more than anyone. Base camp. The edge of the world. Base camp isn't a campsite. It's a frozen city carved out of ice and determination. Generators humming, avalanches echoing, prayer flags snapping in the freezing wind. I prepared every piece of gear. Ultra-light titanium skis, modified carbon boots, ice axe harness mounts, helmet cameras, safety beacons, and the one thing everyone told me I'd regret not carrying, an oxygen cylinder. But I refused. Every night, I stared at Everest's shadow in the moonlight, knowing it was waiting to test me. The Khumbu Icefall, the first trial. The icefall is alive. It shifts, cracks, collapses without warning. Crossing it feels like walking through a frozen battlefield of skyscraper-sized ice blocks. Crampons digging in, ladders trembling over bottomless blue crevasses, wind cutting through every layer of clothing. One Sherpa told me, if you fall here, the mountain keeps you forever. I believed him, but I kept moving. With skis strapped to my pack, clanging against the ice, I reminded myself. This is just the beginning. The air thins. The climb to Camp 2. At 6,000 meters, your body begins to shut down. Thinking slows. Breathing becomes torture. Sleeping without oxygen feels like drowning in slow motion. But I needed to suffer here to understand what skiing without oxygen would feel like up higher. Every night was a battle. Every morning was a rebirth. The silent wall. Camp 3. Camp 3 sits on a vertical sheet of blue ice. The wind never stops. It screams. It cuts. It punishes. Up here, fear becomes quiet. Not because it disappears, but because your mind becomes too exhausted to hear it. I sharpened my focus. I examined every bolt, every strap, every ski edge. Above this point, mistakes are fatal. The death zone. Above 8,000 meters, humans can't survive. You breathe, but it feels like nothing enters your lungs. Your heart pounds painfully, your vision narrows, your brain flickers, hallucinations begin, thoughts distort, your mind becomes an unreliable narrator. And here I was, without oxygen, every breath burned, every step felt like lifting a mountain. But this was where I belonged, where the mountain decides if you are worthy of passing. The summit, touching the top of Earth. SFX. Wind fades into silence. Soft dramatic music rises. The moment I reached the summit, the world vanished into stillness. No storms, no noise, just pure silence, as if the earth itself paused. But I didn't celebrate, because the climb was not the mission. The descent was. I clicked into my bindings with shaking hands. My breath was thin, faint, disappearing. Below me, the deadliest ski slope on the planet. I whispered, one mistake, and it's over. Then I pushed off. Gravity seized me instantly. The descent, fighting a mountain made of ice. Skiing at 8,848 meters is not skiing. It's survival. Your legs tremble, your vision pulses, your lungs scream for oxygen that isn't there. Every turn had to be perfect. And I mean perfect. A patch of brittle snow could send you falling thousands of meters. A gust of wind could throw you off the ridge. I passed the Hillary Step. I passed narrow ridges with death waiting on both sides. The wind slammed into me, trying to throw me into nothingness. But precision was my weapon. And fear sharpened it. The Lhotse Face. A wall of pure terror. Descending the Lhotse Face felt like skiing down a sheet of polished glass tilted at 50 degrees. The ice was so hard my skis vibrated violently. My legs screamed. Every muscle begged me to stop. Then it happened. A patch of wind crust. My skis skidded. My balance tipped. My heart froze. For a single second, time stopped. But instinct took over. I carved hard. Edges bit into the ice. I swung back into control. I survived the moment that kills most Everest climbers. Below the death zone. Racing against time. At 7,500 meters, things got sharper. But safer. No. Descending without oxygen meant my body was failing. Head pounding. Stomach twisting. Legs shaking. But Camp 3 was close. Safety was close. I let gravity carry me faster, slicing through ice with razor precision. And then, I saw the tense, yellow specks of life against the endless white. I had escaped the death zone alive. The final push. The world returns. From Camp 3 to Camp 2, the snow softened. My lungs still burned, but adrenaline kept me moving. Sherpas stared wide-eyed as I skied past. You survived. Without oxygen. I didn't answer. I kept skiing. Through the western CWM. Down the Khumbu Icefall. Past ladders and crevasses. Until base camp finally emerged before me. The moment my skis stopped, I dropped to my knees. Not from exhaustion, but from gratitude. I had done the impossible. Why I did it? People think I did this to prove strength. But the truth, I did it to prove humanity. Because being human means being afraid. But moving anyway. Being human means facing your limits. And breaking them open. Everest didn't change me. It revealed me. Outro. The message. If this story proves anything, it's that limits are not walls. They are doors. And fear is the key that unlocks them. You don't have to ski down Everest. You don't have to climb mountains. But you do have to chase the thing inside you that scares you the most. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. Narrator, soft, powerful. This is how I skied down Mount Everest. No ropes, no oxygen, no second chances. Just me, the mountain, and the belief that impossible is just unattempted. Fade to black. End.